So what is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel once again. You know, I appreciate having you here. Another subtropical day in the south of England. Trust me, if I didn't have to be out today, I wouldn't be. And the reason I'm out in this bloody horrible weather today is because I've really got no choice. It's all good though, don't get me wrong, it is all good. But we're out and we're going down to FINS Motorcycles in Redhill. If you've never heard of them, I'll drop a link to their website downstairs in the descriptions box, so go and check them out. And the reason I'm going down there is the big dog is getting a new set of tyres. That's right, we're getting some new shoes. So in case you didn't know, Dunlop are supporters of the channel. They don't really ask a lot. They just send me tyres and ask me to review them or check them out and do what I can for them, and I do. Tag them in all Instagram, so if you're over on my Instagram you'll see these tyres that are on here at the moment tagged quite a lot, and I do mention them quite a bit because it's nice when a company comes on board. It really is nice. Now, I'm not sponsored by them, they don't pay me to put these tyres on, but they do send them for free. And FINS Motorcycles has kindly agreed to fit them for free as well, so can't say fairer than that. These are the top sides of being a YouTuber. This is the, I suppose I'm an influencer. I suppose that's what I am. I better get my bikini out, pucker up my lipstick and get out to the Maldives to give you guys what you want, a little bit of flesh. Don't worry, that's not going to happen. Right, so the story is, at the moment I've got Trail Max missions. I couldn't think what they were called then. Yeah, I've got Trail Max missions on. I shall put a picture up of what they look like when they're brand new. So that's what they're like. And then I'm going down now to swap them for a set of MERIDIANs, I think they're called. Now, they're not completely worn down. They're not bald. They're not on the edge. I haven't got any problems with them. I shall give you a little look when I get to FINS. I shall show you what the wear is like on them. And I've got to say, overall, I'm pretty impressed with these tyres. Would I get them again? I doubt it. And it's not because I don't like the tyres, it's because they're kind of in between everything I want. They're a happy medium. Unlike me, I'm a miserable medium, which means I can contact the dead, just the miserable ones. No, it doesn't mean that at all. It just means they're neither really good or really bad. They are a true 50-50 tyre. If you live in a dry country where the roads are always dry, you got desert tracks, gravel tracks, that sort of thing, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But as soon as it gets a little bit cold, a little bit slippery over here in the UK, they take ages to warm up. That's the problem. It really does take a long time for these tyres to warm up. Because they're so hard wearing, you have to kind of spin them up a little bit to keep them warm, if that makes sense. Once they're warm, they're good. But in that initial, say, first half an hour, 30 minutes to an hour, you've got to be a little bit careful when it's greasy. Now, I've got traction control, so it's not been a problem. I've dialed my traction control near enough out so it does spin. That doesn't bother me at all because I do ride off-road. But what I'm doing this time is, I know they haven't worn out, but I contacted the guys at Dunlop and say I wanted to go a different route. I'm not even American. Different route this week. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, highly unusual. Right, so let's get back to it. Right, I contacted Dunlop, the guys at Dunlop, the little crew down there. Thank you very much for coming on board again with this one. And I said I fancy something a little bit different. This year I'm going to be mainly road based with this bike. I've still got the 250 for the off-road and green lane stuff, but this one's going to stick to tarmac 99.99% of its life. So I wanted something a little bit more road based. Now, they've got two kind of road based ones. They've got Mutants, I think they still do those, and these MERIDIANs, and they've got a good write-up, I've got to say. And the bump on them is they're kind of like a sports tyre for adventure bikes. So we're going to see what they're like over the next few months. We're going to see how sticky they are, because I've never had a sticky tyre on an adventure bike. All adventure bikes I've had, they've been a little bit wayward in the tyre department, let's say. It could be the way I ride, I don't know. I'm not like a crazy rider or anything like that, but I am, I don't know, I can't describe my riding style. There is a severe lack of riding style, granted, but whatever I do, I've never been 100% confident with a 21-inch front wheel on adventure tyres, especially around the UK. And it's probably something to do with suspension as well. On adventure bikes there's a lot of dive at the front, unless you've got a BMW GS, that is, or the new KTM with the adjustable electronic gizmos. But on the general adventure bikes, when you heavy brake, there's a lot of dive on the front end, even if you stiffen up the suspension. So I'm used to that, and I'm used to it not squirming, but you're used to it, what's the word, not being as grippy as you would like, so you kind of adjust your style to that. Anyway, I'm digressing here really. So I'm going for sticky tyres, or stickier tyres, we shall see. I don't think they've got any off-road capabilities whatsoever, so this thing is staying on the tarmac. Right, so let's get back to how FINS got involved. When I spoke to Dunlop, they said, what tyre shop would you like to use? And I was actually in FINS at the time getting tyres for my little CB125. And they're nice guys, and they're only about 10 miles away from me. Now I've moved, they're only about 10 miles. And I haven't been there, I've got to say, probably 15, 20 years. So I popped in, spoke about the tyres on my little CB125, which I paid for, by the way, like a genuine customer, just before you get a little bit shirty. So I said to Dunlop, how about FINS in Redhill? They seem like nice guys. And Dunlop said, yeah, we would like to kind of get into business and do some business with FINS Motorcycles. So I'm kind of the middleman here. So I joined the two together, spoke to the owner, Grant, very, very knowledgeable and nice guy. Went down there, I said, look, Dunlop are going to send me some tyres. They pay for the fitting, you just got to fit them. Can you fit me in? And he said, yeah, no problem, of course we can. And I was also a little bit cheeky, because when I went down the other day to organise coming today, I said to him, any chance of just fitting some brake pads? Hold on a minute. Oh, that's a lovely one. A little bit spinny though. Back to where we were. I said, yeah, any chance of fitting a few brake pads? Well, front and rear, just while it's up on the ramp. I am paying for these, I did offer to pay, and I am going to pay for these. But it's a nice little test to see how nice they are as well. So he said, yeah, no problem. He said, what I'll do is I'll come out and have a little look at your bike as well, see what you need. So he came out, and he said, you don't really need brake pads, which I kind of knew on the front, but the back is starting to get a little bit worn down. So we're on, what are we on now? 7,600 miles on the same set of brake pads that came with the bike. So that's not bad. I've never had a set of brake pads that have lasted this long. So although I don't technically need brake pads, I thought, while the wheels are off and while it's up on the ramp and while we're there, I'll get the brake pads done. That way I don't have to worry for the year. It's all sorted for the year, the bike's ready to go, we've got some tyres, we've got some brakes. So that's how it came about with FINS, basically. Not an exciting story, but it's a story. So as I said, when we get there, I'll show you the tyres, see what we got left, and hopefully they'll let me inside their little workshop and we can have a little bit of look. A little bit of look, that's not even English, is it? A little bit of a look, you need to put an A in there, my friend, of how they fit the tyres. I'm actually not looking forward to having new tyres in conditions like this. New tyres and new brakes. What could possibly go wrong? It's not as if I've got a track record of falling off, is it? I'll tell you what, since that little crash, I've got very nervous going around bends. Anything shiny. I know you should look out for shiny stuff anyway, but in the past, I didn't really, not really care, that's not the word. I did care, because it hurts when you fall off. I didn't really look out for it. I looked out for diesel and I looked out for, I was going to say ice then, but that didn't work out too cleverly last time, did it? But obvious ice, let's say, not black ice. But now, I'm going around in the wet. I'm scared of puddles now. It's really bashed my confidence. So hopefully, this new set of tyres will restore some of that confidence. Give me a little bit more grip. Get a grip, son, get a grip. Never gets old. Oh my God, what is going on? Why didn't I just stay in bed? It said drizzle today. I'm no weather expert, but this is not bloody drizzle. Right, so here we are, FINS Motorcycles up in Redhill. It's a proper old school shop. You get in there and you smell the petrol, the rubber, that sort of thing. It's got a lovely old school smell and vibe to it. I do like modern shops, but I do like the old school ones as well. They bring back memories, obviously, because I'm old. Right, I'll take that out in a minute, but what I'll do is I'll show you the tyres. So these are the Trail Max Missions. As you can see, I've got loads left on them in 4,000 miles, 4,500 miles. Obviously I haven't leant over. You can see, look at that, that's just pure like sludge and slidey stuff. So they do spin up, as I say, when they're cold, and they take ages to warm up, but they're very, very tough, hard wearing, long distance tyres. So if you're not gunning it through the corners, or you're not worried about that sort of thing, I can highly recommend them. Brilliant. And they're brilliant in the dry, in the dusty stuff. Gravel, they work really, really well. This is the front one as well. So we've got plenty of meat in them. As I say, I just fancy a change, and because Dunlop's on board, why not? They offered me the stickier tyres, so yeah, because it's such nice weather and lots of dry riding, I thought, yeah, I'll go for the sticky option. What I'll do is go inside with the crash helmet on. Let's give you a little bit of a squeegee even. Squeezy, it's not a thing, is it? I would give you a squeezy if we're allowed to touch anymore, are we? I don't know. So here we go, this is FINS. Smells absolutely gorgeous in here. Wish you had smelly vision like old school bike shops.
I never did you wrong, but you did me wrong, so go ahead, get gone. Get all your bags, get out my house, I don't want your stuff around. I never did you wrong, but you did me wrong, so go ahead and get gone.